Hey guys, good morning. Today is Wednesday, April 17th, and I just was wondering, do you see this jungle behind me? I mean, I don't even know what to do with it at this point. I did a video where I up-potted my tomatoes and showed you that progress, and that was about 2 weeks ago. And I can literally tell you that these tomatoes are already screaming to come out of the pots. Within 1 week, they were already so big and tall. I'm gonna pull one out here and see if we can show you what it looks like here. See, they get sticky when they're tall. Look at the roots coming out of the bottom. This now needs to get staked up as well. So you guys, listen, I saw a video or a picture of somebody on, I think it was a Baker Creek Facebook page, and someone was very excited that they planted 72 tomatoes in the Jiffy trays, and they had full germination, and it was wonderful. But they had like canopies like this, and they were so tall. And somebody made a comment about having to detangle them to get them out and making sure that they were up-potted. And I can't agree more. The up-potting process is very, very frustrating. And I don't really feel like repotting 4 trays of tomatoes. But I want them to be healthy, and I want that root system to grow. And I want to know when I put them out into the soil that they're going to go to flower soon. And that requires a good, sturdy, amount of soil under them, so those roots can not only drink but feed. It's very, very important that you manage your tomatoes. I don't really feel like up-potting them again, but I might have to. Now, I've been taking these guys outside because the San Marzanos and the Jersey Devils and the Whoppers are all staying somewhat small, but still, aggressive roots happening. So I took them outside for one day, and they literally grew so tall that they were tangling up into the grow lights. So I had to transfer them over onto the windowsill. And from the watering and the moving, I've got soil everywhere. It's an absolute mess. And I really just, you go through the stressful parts of growing, and then, it's just where you get to a place where you're just ready to be done with it. But now you'll see that Mr. Buddy, welcome to living with parrots, you guys. That's the sound of Mr. Buddy's noise for the morning. These are my eggplants, also growing up to the top of the lights. Look at this. But gosh, they are beautiful. And again, when I up-potted these 2 weeks ago, I added bone meal, blood meal, some slow-release fertilizer, and worm castings, and some Tums. So now I transferred my smaller tomatoes out that were like I said, I think these are some Jersey Devils and some Whoppers. I don't know why they're going so slow, but they are now, I wanted to put them in a place where their canopies were compatible in size, so, that they're not crowding each other out so much that they can't get any light. But the eggplants are doing wonderfully. They have wonderful dark green leaves. Let's see, we have some more peppers down here. Again, touching the lights. This is just incredible. Now, I really can't take the peppers out to harden off because if they get a cold snap, it could stunt them and mess them up. So I'm just keeping them in the house where it's nice and warm. But it is sincerely almost time for them to go out. This whole area that I'm working in is so frustrating. I've got outside shoes under my feet that I'm tripping over as I run in and out. So soil everywhere, very frustrating, wonderful. It's all a lot to process. So then up here, I have almost full germination on cosmos and zinnias, and a bunch of other things that I am growing. Some annuals and perennials all in here, looking really good. And here is my nasturtiums that I planted a few weeks ago, hanging over. Now you see you can see that net flying around. The nets aren't as bad as they were. The little yellow thingies mostly work. You can see it is catching them. So that's something to think about if you're having a gnat problem. You can get these on Amazon, and I can post the link below for you. I'm absolutely amazed though at the canopies on these tomatoes. Even, you know, Farmer John had a look at them and he was like, oh my God, these tomatoes, they look so incredible and beautiful. I think that the health of the canopy is from the bone meal or the blood meal, honestly, which, you know, putting these good fertilizers into your potting soil when you up pot really does make a difference. So I'm happy that I started doing this, my little routine, because now I've got all these incredible tomatoes with really healthy stems. So I'll make sure that when I pot these or plant these in the ground, that they go nice and deep into the soil. And so they'll have plenty of opportunity to get nice and big. So now everything, look at this guy here, really beautiful. Everything wants to be potted up though. I mean, some of these I could take out and show you roots that are just hanging down like crazy. So we're about 2 weeks out though, guys, 2 weeks. I have so much to do today, and I don't know if you're getting, you know, this level of distraction when you know you have to go outside and work. You have stuff growing in the house, wives, moms, you know, all of us folks who are doing this with, you know, trying to be a gardener and, you know, trying to process your own food, and, you know, all of these things are just, it's wonderful, and it's just, but it's a lot of pressure. And when I hear other people who don't have this lifestyle, they don't understand what level of busy I am, and they want to either stop and talk, or they, you know, don't understand that, you know, if I'm caught up in something and it's like I'm trying to get away to, you know, I'm trying to garden outside and get stuff in the ground, and people randomly want to come up and have conversations, and it's like, I really need to get this done because the rain is coming. But yet if I go to talk to them for whatever reason, and it's like, I can't talk right now, I have my grandchildren, or I can't talk right now, I'm on a phone call. And it's like, but it was okay when I was busy that I could go off on a whole other tangent about the value of time. And I'll pour my time into all of this over and over again. And I'm tired. I'm very tired. And I'm a little stressed out. But this is so worth it. So if you're trying to think, you know, whether or not it's worth it to pour all of your time and energy into this, oh, it is. And you're going to see very, very soon, because in just 2 weeks, it's only 2 weeks. It will be May 1st, and we, you know, I don't know that I'll be putting any of this into the ground by May 1st, which is technically, they're saying, around our last frost date here in northwestern Burlington County, New Jersey. But traditionally, we plant out around Mother's Day. So I think the tomatoes will probably go out sometime after May 5th, and then I'm going to hold off on peppers this year, because last year the weather was warm. It seemed like it was going to stay warm, and then we had a very bad frost. So we were out there like crazy trying to cover up all of those garden beds out there, which was okay, but my peppers did suffer. So this year I'm going to take a different approach, and I'm going to plan out my potting days much more seriously and very well organized. So here's my little basil varieties. I don't think I've showed you this. Everything is really doing pretty good. And I'm really happy to report this year that my lime basil germinated much easier than it did last year. Last year I had to, I think, try 3 times. But I made sure the soil was nice and warm this time. And it does, you know, I only put a few seeds in there though. It does grow, you know, slower than everything else. And the lemon basil, these 2 basil flavors are so incredibly delicious, and they're so fragrant in the garden. Wonderful not only for recipes, but to put into your flower arrangements. Some of this purple Petra variety I have here. Purple Ruffles is taking its good old time, and dark purple opal will all go into the tomato beds as treating it more as a beneficial plant to attract pollinators and deter detrimental insects because it is so fragrant, as well as the lettuce leaf, which I have a bunch of that growing. But the cinnamon basil, oh my gosh, wonderful for tea, iced tea, hot tea, different recipes. I have always my Emily basil and my Genovese basil are my favorites for my tomato gravy. That's the ones I used. Now I'm growing cardinal basil because it throws off an absolutely beautiful red flower. And emerald towers I tried last year, but I didn't have any luck with it, so I'm trying again. And this year it's already getting its first true leaves. Look at that. So cute. I can't wait to pot this up and taste it. Well, it looks like the sky is about to open up this afternoon here again for a few hours, which I'm certain the garden will appreciate because we're having a rough time of it already. And I can't believe, I just try to zoom in on a female cardinal for you. They love stealing the herb leaves over here. They'll come through in the old, they love the oregano for some reason. So I always leave the old branches on from last year, and the cardinal always come and steal them for their nest. Now this oregano, just want to make mention while I'm in front of it, I planted this once 10 years ago, and it has spread like crazy. And it even jumped over to here. Look at this. Look at this beautiful oregano. It's so fragrant out here, and when you touch it, oh, I just love it. You know, it's a good ground cover. It's great because whenever I, make Italian food, I can just come right out and grab it. It's delicious on green beans. So now we're trying to get out here and weed all of the beds because Farmer John has been so busy with the wall out front. This weeding is just not something I can do because of my back. But when it goes out of control, it's relentless. But look, these are strawberry volunteers. These are park swappers, and another all-star maybe, or an Annapolis. I'm not really sure, but I had grown them in pots, and they just totally took over, and they ran. So these strawberries, we're just going to leave them here until they're done producing, and then we'll pull out the crowns and store them for next year. Here's my first bearded iris of the year. This was given to me last year from the woman who owns the Daylily farm, and I had given her some of the different colors I have. So there's just one, and it was the first one to open, and it's absolutely beautiful. Wow. Now my kale is doing really well in these little containers from the dollar store. You can see I have the lacinato or the lacinato dinosaur kale. I have some dazzling blue curled scotch, Toscano, what is it? Nero di Toscano, and some Russian red, and then some other ruffly stuff. I don't even know if I have a tag. It's in here somewhere. So this one here is the scarlet, and this is the red Russian. Really very flavorful. We love having fresh kale. So in all the chaos of everything that we're doing outside, I'm trying so hard to get ahead of myself, and I've been just making a mess of things. I came in here the other day, and the little hinge handle that I had broke. And it keeps falling down, so I have to have a little ladder in here so I can get up there and prop it up in the morning, which I have to do now. I was trying to carry flowers in. Oh my goodness, we already have hummingbirds, you guys. I'm so happy, by the way, total sidetrack again, that we have the tulips because the hummingbirds are going to the tulips. But anyway, I digress. So I was coming in trying to carry seedlings to get back into the greenhouse, and I tripped and knocked over another random pot, and now there's soil all over my pea gravel, all over the floor in here. I have to try to figure out a way to clean it up as if I don't have anything else to do. And now I'm looking at everything on the ground that I have to pot up. And yeah, I'm feeling just a little overwhelmed at the pressure. It's like you work so hard to get all this stuff to germinate, and you know, you can look at it and say, okay, where am I going to put it now? There's like all of this demand. I'm getting some ideas. I thought I had ideas, but a lot of it was planned on the front wall being done, and that's not ready yet. So I'm going to have to pot everything up and sit and let it just wait and let it grow in the pots until we have final placement for a lot of it. Now I have two 4-packs of foxglove that I grew. I think it was a Ferry and Morse seed, and it said that it's container friendly and it will bloom in the first year if it's started indoors. So I'm going to be putting some of this foxglove into pots that I have and see if I can get that ready. These are all snapdragons that from last year's seed that are doing pretty good. Some flat leaf parsley, Canterbury bells made it. Let's see, so 2 things of Canterbury bells. My feverfew is looking really, really good. That grew really fast. And this is the Colorado blend of yarrow. Some of the, what is this? Oh, Munstead strain lavender. Did really good, guys. If you're trying to grow lavender, this was just direct sowed into these little cells. I did a little bit of a cold strat, but not much. I didn't put them in the plastic bag as recommended. And it's still growing. This is the best one so far. Let's see, what is this over here? The yellow yarrow. I think this is the orange thyme. Yeah, the Orangelo thyme that I got from Baker Creek, you guys. Can you imagine using this for savory corn muffins with orange flavored thyme? So this germinated well, it's growing well. I highly recommend it. Again, Baker Creek. It's $5 for a pack of seeds, but you're going to get all of, you know, a majority of the pack to germinate. So we also have some dicentra and some elephant dill for the butterflies, and I'm really looking forward to the butterfly gardens this year. So something else I have to do today is get all of the carrots that I sowed in the fall out of the green stalks. There's some in there. I really don't know what to expect. They're probably going to be pithy, but I've decided that I'm going to be relocating all of my attempts to grow lettuce into the green stalks used as single containers, because as you can see, the lettuce looks incredible. So I think this one here, let's see, is this the tennis ball? This might be the tennis ball, which was a free seed from Baker Creek. This is some kind of a salad bowl mix. I think this one is from Botanical Interest. And then over here I have the different Tom Thumbs and Little Gem lettuces growing. Very, very convenient to have them in these pots, because if it gets too hot and too dry out here, I can just relocate the whole thing. And they really do seem to prefer growing in the pots. This is Vivian romaine lettuce, absolutely delicious. Got this from Botanical Interest. It grows very, very easily. But the red lettuces are like one of my favorites. So there's so much to show you, and there's so much to talk about, and I'm not really sure what it is that everyone wants to see half the time. You know, we posted a cute little video about our tulips, and this is the second time I have to mention that I can stand out here with these tulips and no one wants to watch the video. I don't know why. We find them to be beautiful and fascinating, so I think from now on, when I want to feature our beautiful tulip collection, I'm just going to do it where I intersperse the images of the flowers through the video for those of you who want to see it, so that you're not just watching a video about tulips and me having tulip fever. But anyway, you guys, I want to tell you about snapdragons. Let me show you this real quick. These are last year's snapdragons that performed so well for me. We didn't do anything but cut them down at the end of the year, and they just totally came back. As I was ripping these gardens out, I accidentally ripped out a few of the snapdragons, and I had a panic attack because they were all so beautiful. And I thought, oh my God, I cannot believe I ripped out my snapdragons. I hope they come back. Well, snapdragons are the gift that keeps on giving. These are like zinnias. They're like cosmos everywhere. I didn't take their heads off soon enough, and they volunteered everywhere. But I'm going to feature some of these thoughts that I'm having about this in another video for you about some of the flowers I have volunteering. But yeah, I'm a little distracted right now. The weeds right now, Farmer John is so good at the patience it requires to get down on your hands and knees, and he just has this endurance for being on his knees and getting this stuff done, and I just can't do it. But as I come out and work and I have attention deficit, I can't stop looking at the weeds, and then my brain starts going off into disorganization mode, and I can't focus. It's you know, it's an issue with me, and I don't know how many of you suffer from this as well while you're out here, where you just have attention deficit and it all gets really overwhelming. So I have to stay focused though today. I have bulbs to put into the soil, and I have to pot some of these guys up, even though I don't really feel like doing that. Time is demanding. So anyway, you guys, thanks for stopping in and checking in and looking at some of the things that are growing and that are demanding to be up potted today. But we do have more videos coming, of course, and we are still working on the wall. So that's going to be a featured full-length video for you. And oh my gosh, I need to pull my hair back and get myself together. So anyway, guys, thanks for stopping in and checking on things with me. I hope to see you in the next video.